Before we commence, permit me to introduce to you members, council members of the Wapcp. Before then, flags had been brought here, beautiful flags. The Gambia is where our president comes from, and the color of their flag is blue, red, and white. The blue actually signifies the river Gambia. The blue signifies the Gambian River. It is from there that the country got its name. And the red symbolizes the sun. Of course, those of you that know the Gambia, that is the equatorial position of the country. And the white stripe is for unity and peace. Then followed Liberia. Liberia has 11 stripes, and that is a declaration of the signatories of independence of that country. Then we have the red and white, which symbolizes courage and moral excellence, with a white star. And the white star represents the first republic in Africa to be independent. And of course, the white star is backed by a blue square, which represents the African continent. Next to it is Nigeria. Nigeria had its independence 1st October 1960. The colors of the flag, green, white, and green. Green signifies the natural wealth of the country, and white is a symbol of peace and unity. Then we have mighty Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone got its independence on the 27th of April, 1961. It has the color green, blue, and white. The green naturally symbolizes agriculture, symbolizes the mountains and the natural resources that abound in Sierra Leone. And blue is a symbol of hope. And white, anywhere, is a symbol of unity and peace. Then we have our dearly beloved Ghana. Ghana is a country of warriors. Ghana got its name from the warrior king, Ghana. Beautiful and a unique flag, red, which symbolizes blood of the another batch of professionals, of experts, those that are going to redefine pharmacy and redefine the future of healthcare system in West Africa. With this, permit me to give you the structure of the college. We have officials of the college, 11 in number. I will introduce them one after the other. And for the first time, after 1976, when we had our first female president, Lavenda Parker from Liberia. We never had it again until 2 years ago, where we had the second female.
How do you bring it back?
That is what we follow.
No, we need to bring it back. It's very fair.
Has gone.
That one has gone off. Anybody having a voice there? I think the voice is low everywhere. The audio, do you have audio there? Put on the audio, let's see.
Yeah, we are two landmarks that today has not been beaten. And currently he's our first vice president, and indeed the chairman of the Faculty of Community Pharmacy. He is Sir Antonia Hime. Our second vice is from Sierra Leone. He's a well-decorated fellow in Sierra Leone. He has a lot of positions, both political, professional positions in Sierra Leone, one of which is the reason why he's not here today. He is Mr. Mutada Sisi. Unfortunately, he's not here today because he has an assignment at the Presidential Lodge this morning. Then, today, my assistant MC, the Deputy Commissioner, has introduced me. My name is Noel. My father's name is Wanang. I am the Secretary General. I am the present incumbent immediate past Secretary General of WPCP. Present because after this occasion, we are going into AGM elections and I will lose my job. That qualifies me to be the immediate past. My name is Professor N.N. Wanang. I'm the Secretary General of the college. Pharmacy is blessed with a lot of brains. Another slow-talking person who is also intelligence retard, releasing intelligence gradually, sustained release, and that will serve the therapeutic purposes over time with a very long half-life. He's a professor from here currently in WHO. He is Professor Eric Wood. He's the Deputy Secretary General. Where are you, Professor Wood? I saw him recently. I saw him some times ago. Then we have our treasurer. Our treasurer is from Liberia. Mamen. Mamen, where are you? Yeah, Mamen. Yeah, Mamen is there. Asifa Tape, Professor Asifa Tape is his name. Those of you that know, the Liberians have a way of giving their slangs. When I was there for the first time, I entered the restaurant and I sat. I requested for food. Then the woman said, "Food, you don't done." I waited. After 10, 20 minutes, I asked her again. I thought, I came here to eat, madam. He said, "Yeah, mama, food, you don't done." I didn't know that food, you don't done means it has finished. In my country where I come from, food, it don't done means the food is done. I should wait.
Yeah.
Communication problem. You need to know the culture of the people so that you can really have a communication. So I stood waiting for food it don't done. And she was thinking I was too tired, I needed the rest. Our editor-in-chief is a very hard-working young man, day and night, always working. Within the period of our tutelage, he was able to produce all the journals needed. I can
tell you foolproof. Very quiet looking fella too. He is Dr. Olufunsho Awodele. Awodele, where are you? Oh, he's already at his work table. He's one of our community reporters. Our immediate past president is another gentleman.
I must confess, the 2019-2021 officials, all of them, including me, are slow talking and small talking. And I think we imbibe that spirit from one professor who is a father to all of us. Each time he talks, you hear a philosopher talking. Each time he keeps quiet, he reminds you of Socrates, Aristotle, Alexander the Great, Cicero. He is from here, Ghana. His name is Emeritus Professor Sir Kwame Sapon. Please round of applause for Mr. Sapon. Because of the match we're wearing, a lot of us are looking like masquerades here. You may not recognize us. So while you stand, you may remove your mask so that they can reconcile it with the pictures they have been seeing or figures they've been seeing on television. Permit me to introduce to you the chairperson of the Joint Faculty Board. The Joint Faculty Board is an equivalence of the Vice Chancellor of your university. All the faculties are under the JFB. All the faculties submit to the JFB. It is for his reason that today we are here. Graduates, you are not clapping. If this fella does not step forward for you today, tomorrow will go into the records as the blackest, if there's anything like that, the blackest day in your life. So a round of applause again. You can see he's smiling now, even with the mask, I can see that. He's a professor from the University of Benin. He's a father of pharmaceutical care in Africa. Indeed, one of those that initiated and propagated the FAMD curriculum in West Africa. Is one of those that have traveled widely within and outside the continent for the purpose and sacrifice of the pharmaceutical world. We are lucky to have him today as our JFB chairperson, and I will tell you, he is one man, very gentle, full of wisdom too. If he's still lecturer at several universities in West Africa, he is Professor Azuka Okpara. I know too that if one person had not worked, the success of this story is not complete. People say that when you enter a restaurant in the morning and have a very hot, fresh food, you will not know that somebody did not sleep to produce that food for you. That is the situation we're in when you mention the chief examiner of our college. Our chief examiner is, did I say is in English is singular. But our chief examiner are, because she's like 2-3 persons in one person. So if I say our chief examiner are and I mention one person, it's not that I don't know English. I really understand the interpretation of English very well. People like her, you don't say she is coming, she are coming. She is a national award winner of Nigeria, member of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, abbreviated MFR after her name, very rare nomenclature given to special persons that have contributed to the development of the nation. Doubling again, she is MFR for those of us that don't know the criteria because she is a mother for real. She has been Deputy Vice Chancellor. She has been pioneer dean. She has been deans in other universities. And let me tell you one secret. I was shocked to hear that she celebrated her 70th birthday. Allow me I'm talking a low tone so that she does not hear me. I'm talking about Professor Mbang Femi Oyewo. One-time SG. All the offices in the WPCC, they were those that made sacrifices for that. We appreciate you, man. Then, our chairman, F&GPC. F&GPC means finance and general purpose. Each time you hear finance, you know it is money. In fact, when he stands up, you truly see money. Don't mind people like me. If I remove this dress, you will know that this is a bulking agent. When you see me, you will know a sufferer, a teacher in the university. But when you see the chairman of finance and general purpose committee, you will see the finance. He had been president of WPCC. Within the period two, the dynamics of the college changed. We moved from one level, one step to the higher, to the higher, to the higher, and luckily to where we are today. If we are writing the history of the college, you must write or inscribe names like that in gold. He is from Sierra Leone. In Sierra Leone, he is a one-man riot squad. Each time we go to Sierra Leone, he single-handedly sponsors all the potential students of WPCP. He pays their school fees and they return the money to him as the spirit leads. Sometimes he leaves such money to them. Sierra Leoneans, I expect you to shout because he's a great fellow. I'm referring to Dr. Wilshire all of your sacrifices, for your time, for your commitment and dedication to the WPCC. We also have members of council members. Permit me to introduce the chairperson of DAC. DAC is Drug Advisory Council. He is headed by a Ghanaian here, one-time registrar of the Ghana Council. He is Mr. Joseph Nwebe. And he's also here in two capacity. He's also representing the provost of the Ghana College of Pharmacy. I hope I'm right. Okay. We have David Ajay as the chairperson of the Faculty of Public Health. Ajay is incidentally the dean also of a university in Nigeria, a new university, and people like him have really transmuted the history of pharmacy practice in Nigeria. David Ajay, where are you, sir? Indeed, he came to accompany him. Almost every conference he goes to, he goes along with the wife. We may give her a position today, probably associate fellow of the college after this. The Ghanaians are blessed. You have a lot of eggheads, brains. I have interacted with Muhammad Wija not once, not twice. Very straightforward person. Few words again, and I'll tell you one thing about him. Very friendly, and he relates with the high, the mighty, the low, the nothing. He cuts across, and that is the secret. I was shocked also to realize that he too he is approaching his 70s. Then the secret came. I think for you to live long, you should try to be happy, even if you are to pretend to be happy. That I've learned, and I think I'll imbibe that. Permit me to introduce to you the chairperson of clinical pharmacy, Professor Muhammad Wija. Where are you, Prof? We have the first professor of pharmacy management in West Africa in our midst this morning. One-time dean, one-time SG of the college, one-time executive secretary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria is one of the most popular and oldest society in the country. It is about 93 years old, with a population of about 28,000 pharmacists in the country. The chairperson of that faculty is Professor Wilson Erum. Wilson Erum was the SG before me. So each time I am making an error, I will reflect, if it were Professor Wilson, what would he have done? Then I'll quickly adjust. Each time I get it near right, I know that it is voice of Jacob, hand of Esau, because Professor Erum is a mentor to all of us, a mentor to me. You're welcome, sir. The country reps, we have Jimmy Coker from the Gambia. Uncle Jimmy, one-time president of WPCP. Now he's the current chairperson of WPCP in the Gambia. We have Oscar Bruce from Ghana. You wouldn't see Oscar. Oh, he's here. Oh, that is he's a machine, because he worked all through yesterday till late. I'm surprised to see him today again roped. He's incidentally the LOC chairperson of this occasion. He will welcome you after the speech. Then from Liberia, the chapter chair of Liberia, one-time president of WPCP, currently a lecturer and holding a very prolific position also in the Gambia. In Liberia. It is so difficult to mention 1, 2, 3 pharmacists in Liberia without the mention of this reverend gentleman. His name is Reverend Titley Tati T. Which other T have I omitted? He has carried all the T's. So to play safe, just call him Reverend T. Keep calling T till you are tired. Nigeria is represented by another hardworking dynamite. He is the chairperson of WPCP, the Nigerian chapter. When people say the young shall grow, his own case is an epitome of such a statement. He started the college some years ago, and he redefined that age or no age, he can move mountains. Like what Eston will say, show me where to stand and I'll move the world. Indeed, Dr. Chijuki has moved the world when it comes to pharmacy, WPCP in Nigeria. Permit me to introduce you Dr. Chijuki Onya. The director of pharmaceutical services in Ghana, who is also the chief pharmacist, Mrs. Martha Gense Lutherold, is also with us. Where is she, please? Yes. She hosted us the last time we came to Ghana, Professor Okpara and I, and she really made us feel like we missed nothing from Nigeria. We got everything here. At some point, I was tempted to appeal if I could get the indigenship to be a Ghanaian. And luckily, I have every requirement of a Ghanaian except for my small structure. Because the Ghanaians are well fed, they are looking rich. So if I had been accepted, I may betray the Ghana cause. Then we have Director of Foods and Drug Services, M.O. Lawal, who is unavoidably absent. We have a director from the Gambia, Sabali, who is unavoidably absent. And we have somebody from drug service in Liberia, Michael Jack Lansana. In Ghana, we are represented by another crack official, spelled Botwe, but it is here I learned Ghanaians have a problem with T, so they don't call it boat, they say Bochwe. Mr. Ben Bochwe, where are you, sir? Each time I call the name in occasions in Nigeria, I would say Botwe, Botwe, until they came and told me it is not Botwe, it's Bochwe. I looked at it, is this not a T? They said, no. I am seeing a T, they are seeing a C. So Bochwe. We also have the country rep of Liberia. I must tell you one thing, Liberians came in their number. For the first time, Liberians about, is it 11? 13. 13 of them came. Please, a round of applause to them. And let me tell you, they equally came with the honorable member, but I'll introduce him after. The country rep of Liberia is Luka Bao. Where are you? Okay. And let me introduce to you the honorable member. Honorable Joseph Nyan Sonwabi. Where are you? Aha. In Nigeria, he's equivalent to a senator. In Ghana, I think you call them parliamentarians, member of parliament. In Liberia, I think he's a parliamentarian too, but whatever it is, he's a pharmacist, and we are lucky to have people like that in political offices. We pray that your stay in office is not just for you as an individual, but for you to also redefine pharmacy and pharmacy practice in West Africa and by implication in Africa. Then we have another member, the country rep of Nigeria. Remember, I told you Nigeria has a population of 28,000 pharmacists and a population of 201 million. And when I say 201 million, I mean they did not take records of some persons. Those of you that know Nigerian musicians, we have Two-Face, we have Ali Baba. They didn't count their children, because those ones, almost every month, we have it on newspapers that they have dropped about 10, 15 in each of the visits that they go. Those ones were not counted. And we have also not counted those ones that our military came to different countries, Liberia, Sierra Leone, for peacekeeping. And they left our siblings. We have not counted those ones yet. But we have 201 million now. If all those ones were brought home, including Two-Face and Ali Baba's children, we may reach 220 million. And the president of PSN, incidentally, is also contesting for the presidency of Nigeria in 2023. When you look at the caliber of politicians that are coming out to contest, and if truly we are going to consider merit, credibility, performance as an index of voting, then we are confident, we are sure we are going to have votes, credible votes for people like Mazi Sam Ouamboua. Permit me to introduce to you the PSM president, Mazi Sam Ouamboua. Please, a round of applause to him. Our prayer is that 2023 pharmacists, professionals, engineers, all professions in Nigeria, those that know their values will come out en masse to give you the vote. Let me tell you a story. Leadership is always a problem in Africa. By the time we, the educated, realize that we need to redefine our rules in the society, especially when it comes to voting, we can help the countries, we can help the continent. I could remember during Corona, a president of one nation lost somebody very close to him. I will not mention the name of that country. Not less than 2 months, he lost another official very close to him. In fact, he kept on losing people in the neighborhood. Even his chief of whatever, I don't know how they call it, died. And then somebody said, but why is this corona beating around the bush? Why can't this corona go straight to the point? When you hear statements like that, is an implication that there's something wrong with leadership. If it gets to that level, that the rules are praying for bad things to happen to you, there will be a problem. And that is why we need people like Sam Wambawa to come to the political terrain and redefine politics, clean politics, meritorious politics, so that the average poor man who has nothing to offer will smile that there lived a man who came, who saw, and who conquered. I wish you the best in 2023, sir. The Registrar of Liberia is here with us too. He's a member of council. He's one of the team that came from Liberia, another quite gentle. Moment, where are you two? Duna. Oh, he's there. Menmon Duna. I like your attire. We equally have the Registrar of Ghana, Audu Rauf. Are you here? Okay, most likely an LOC member running up and down. And the last member of council, but definitely not the least, is my own police officer. When I say police officer, you may be thinking he wears the uniform. He is the regulator of pharmacists and pharmacy practice in Nigeria. He is the person that issues me a license every year, and he is a double prophet. His name is Elijah, who is a prophet. Another name is Muhammad, who is a prophet. People like that are really the bridge between two extremes. And indeed, he is the peacemaker. Permit me to introduce to you pharmacist Elijah Muhammad. Where are you, sir? The only thing probably is to go to the village and get, he is from Edo State in Nigeria, and that is one state that all their traditional or tribal names are full of consonants with no vowel. Delta, Edo, they have such funny names, especially Delta. I will advise you go to the village so that they will give you an African prophet's name, so that it will make you a complete reconciliator of the world. So ladies and gentlemen, these are members of council. We await officials from the Ghana Federation to come. But I'm glad to introduce to you also sister colleges that are here present. From the West African College of Surgeons, my very good friend, as a matter of fact, he's a brother to me. He's here with us. He is Professor Michel Boala. Secret. Michel Boala's mother is a professor of pharmacognosy. Those of you that trained at Multimedia Investiture area, she must have taught you Professor, and then she was Dr. Michel Boala. That's his mother. And his elder brother, who is my very good friend, Crack, is a pharmacist. So you can see that the gentleman is bordered by pharmacists. Each time he has a success story, the secret is because of his pharmacy blood. He came together with Dr. N.A. Abdul-Ari. He's one that left? Oh, okay, he stepped out, but he actually processed with us and told us that he has another engagement. We sincerely appreciate you, we appreciate your presence. Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, the rep is here with us, Reverend Dr. Dennis Sena Awiti. Oh, you're welcome, sir. And then we also have amongst us the rep of West African Postgraduate College of Nurses. In this, he came here earlier than a lot of us here present. We appreciate your presence. Her name is Mrs. Faustina Awere Gekie. Do I apologize if I missed your name? Did I get it correctly? Oh, a round of applause. We have the president of the West African Postgraduate College of Nursing. We are really, really beautiful. She is also a professor in the system. By prophecy, she is going to be the next president of Association of all the colleges. And I appreciate your humility. When she came, she sat quietly on the chair there. No siren, no escorts. If other persons were in her office, especially where I come from, Nigeria, it's a different ballgame. When they are going to the salon, they will carry siren. When they are going to the church or mosque, they go with siren. Talk less of when they are coming to places that they will oppress us. People like you are born leaders. Shakespeare will say leaders are born. Some get leadership along the line. You are a combination of all. We have a rector of the Ghana College of Pharmacists here with us. Von Isiku. Okay, yes. I met you when I came to Ghana 2 years ago. Oh, good to see you again. I'm sorry I couldn't recognize you. You know, these marks, truly, in my place, we have a masquerade that dresses like that. And if you wear this one again, you are a confirmed masquerade. Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged today. West African Health Organization is our own version of World Health Organization. Each time we are organizing a function, WAHO solidly stands behind us. And WAHO has the knowledge that there's one person that the pharmacy world respects. And that person is always the person that they bring forth. He fights for pharmacy. He fights for other professionals. He fights for peace in the health sector. He has severally initiated programs and protocols that will bring all the health services together for the common interest of the patient. He's here with us this morning. Permit me to introduce to you Professor Kia. In fact, another humble person. He was in Ouagadougou day before yesterday. He called me. They came for a workshop, and at that workshop, 2 of them came and 1 of them died. The burden of conveying the corpse back to Bobo Dioulasso was left on him. You can imagine you came for a workshop, a conference with someone, and your colleague suddenly collapsed and died. And despite all the hustles and bustles of life, he was able to make it to this occasion. You're welcome, sir. We are also lucky we have the DG of National Agency for Food, Drugs, and Administration and Control, Professor Mrs. Christiana Adeyeye, who is ably represented by her special assistant to the DG. He is also a pharmacist. His name is Dr. Timothy Benga Fajemirokun. Where are you, Dr. Faj? Okay. Oh, he is one of the community writers. Oh, good to have you over there. So thank you very much for coming. Professor Mahama will say, no matter how many times he rehearses your surname Fajemirokun, he will never get it. Dr. Faj. But I've told him today, you can call him Timothy. That one is a simplified version, sir. It's a simpler one. So you're welcome, to this session. We sincerely appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great deliberation at this conference as I invite the Ghana chapter chair to give us a welcome address.
Madam Chairman, who is the President of the West Africa Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, in the person of Madam Jenny Kara, the General Secretary of the West Africa Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, in the person of Professor Noel Wanang, the Chairman of Joint Faculties Board, Professor Opara, High Commissioners, Ambassadors of sister countries, reps of sister colleges, fellows of the college, graduating students, the clergy, invited guests, the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Ghana chapter of the West Africa Postgraduate College of Pharmacists was supposed to have hosted the 32nd annual general meeting of the college last year, but it was canceled barely a week or so to the event, thanks to the coronavirus. The cancellation was a big disappointment to the local organizing committee, and indeed to the whole chapter, as we are arranging to stage the best AGM the college has ever witnessed. It was good news, therefore, when early this year, headquarters decided and directed that the chapter organize the 32nd together with the 33rd AGM this year. Coming out of our shells to effect this directive was difficult, considering the depth of disappointment we sank into with the cancellation of the 32nd AGM last year. All the same, we got ourselves together and have been able to make the 32nd and the 33rd joint AGM, which is historic, come into reality. But it is historic because this is the first time the college is adding an online aspect to the AGM. Many fellows, members, and graduating students will participate in this AGM virtually. Recently, within the health sector and beyond, the issue on the minds of many is universal health coverage. It is in recognition of this fact that the leaders of this college settled on universal health coverage, the role of digital and collaborative services as the theme for this conference. Over the next couple of days, we shall discuss how digitization and collaboration in service provision can be harnessed to ensure a successful implementation of universal health coverage. To jumpstart the discourse, we have settled on a pharmacist Daniel Mouth, the country lead of the Zipline International and co-founder of RX Health Info Systems, to speak on the theme. This young IT guru is sure to provide us with a lot of food for thought. We have also selected equally competent individuals to speak on the sub-themes formulated for this AGM. In addition, a number of scientific papers will be presented both online and on-site. A major highlight of the AGM, as you are aware, is the introduction of fresh fellows into the college. At this event, 189 graduates drawn from the 2019 and 2020 final year classes will be inducted. Permit me, Madam Chairman, to congratulate and salute them for successfully enduring the tough college drill. This year is an election year, and representatives from member countries will have the opportunity to elect new officers to steer the affairs of the college for the next 2 years. It is my prayer and hope that those we will elect will be equally competent and be able to take the college to new heights. At this juncture, I wish on behalf of the college to thank all guests for honoring our invitation to this part of this event. I also sincerely thank our sponsors who have greatly contributed to making this AGM a success. Finally, and most importantly, I warmly welcome all here present to this joint 32nd and 33rd AGM of the college. Under normal circumstances, I would also invite colleagues from sister countries to freely go out there and enjoy the nice things of life this beautiful and exciting city of Accra can offer. But when we are living under the shadow of a COVID pandemic, things cannot be business as usual. And therefore I can only say, or all I can only say is let caution be your watchword during your stay here, and adhere to the COVID-19 protocols at all times. I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oscar Bruce, for your warm welcome address and for the fact that this is the historic AGM being a hybrid. We are having it online and in person. For those of you who don't know much about Mr. Oscar Bruce, he is the current chair of the local organizing committee. He has over 40 years experience as a pharmacist. He once served as the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana. He was also the vice president of the International Pharmaceutical Federation, FIP, and he's the second African to have served in such a high office since it's over 110 years of history in the Federation. I think it's a good point to appreciate it. He's also a fellow of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, a fellow of the Ghana College of Pharmacists, a fellow of this college, and he's also a qualified journalist and has edited many health journals and newsletters. Please, let's give him a round of applause. We will move to the next session, that is the goodwill messages. And so I'll call on Reverend Dennis to give us the message on behalf of Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana. Please, let's welcome him. I think you can do it better.
I'm here representing the president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, pharmacist Benjamin Kwame Butchie. He was at a council meeting yesterday, and this morning he had an emergency, so he called upon me to represent him. My name is Reverend Dennis Awiti, the Executive Secretary of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana. The president and officers and the Council of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, sister colleges here present, distinguished invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Even though this AGM and scientific symposium should have been held last year in 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic, obliterating everything in its wake, made sure this never happened. Come 2021, the resolve and innovation that it brought in its wake has made this possible, so that we are able to have the AGM here in person and also online. And so we are having the 32nd and the 33rd AGM. COVID-19 has presented us with an opportunity to innovate faster than we would have done without it. And indeed, through this innovation, many are able to join us online, some from their kitchens, some from their bedrooms. Others can comfortably hold their phones as they attend to nature's call. That is the power of innovation. The theme, universal health coverage, the role of digital and collaborative services couldn't have been any apt or timely. Universal health coverage will require a strong backbone of primary health care. The pharmacists, especially the community pharmacists, should be seen as an important primary health care provider or practitioner. In countries such as the United States, United Kingdom, Australia, South Africa, and many more like them, the community practice pharmacist is a provider of, in fact, it's an important provider of primary health care services like routine vaccinations, medication therapy management, contraception services, among a host of other services. This has significantly made healthcare delivery very easy and affordable. Ghana and countries in sub-Saharan Africa should look to the successes of these programs and tailor it to suit our peculiar circumstances. In other words, let's cut our cloth, or let's cut our coats according to the cloth we have. It is said, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go further, go together. Therefore, let us, with our individual strength, come together under the umbrella of the West Africa Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, so that we can have both, go faster and go further. Let us do this on the backbone of primary health care, looking at the pharmacist as an important primary health care provider. The PSGH wishes the WAPCP a successful AGM and scientific symposium. God bless the WAPCP, God bless the profession of pharmacy, and God bless us all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Reverend Dr. Deniseni Awiti. We will take the next goodwill message from the West African College of Surgeons, represented by Dr. N.A. Edu-Ayi. Please, it's Professor Marshall Wala.
Madam President, council members, and other fellows of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. I'm Professor Philip Shell Bwala. I'm the Secretary General, West African College of Surgeons. I bring you warm greetings on behalf of our President, Professor Serine Megueye of Senegal, council members, and indeed all fellows. It is indeed our pleasure to be part of this conference. I'm always at home with pharmacists. My mom used to be the president of the Lady Pharmacists of Nigeria, and I used to follow her for her meetings for a different reason, of course. Last year's meeting for us in Abuja was one of the last in-person big meetings before Corona struck. And it has been unfortunate that we couldn't meet as usual. I'm glad that the pharmacists have taken the 32nd and 33rd meeting, made it hybrid, and we're very proud to be here. Your theme, is indeed apt, ensuring universal health coverage using digital and collaborative means. This is one of them. And for the new fellows, it's the beginning of a new world. We believe that this collaboration from the oldest West African Regional College, West African College of Surgeons, will continue as we provide good health care to the sub-region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. I can guess why you followed your mom. Good. We'll take the next goodwill message from, you have representative from the West African College of Physicians. If not, we'll invite Professor Faustina Owari Jechi from the West African College of Nursing. Please, let's welcome her with an applause.
Goodwill message of the West African College of Nursing at the annual general meeting of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. The president invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your invitation to the 32nd and 33rd Annual General Meeting and Scientific Symposium. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the President and the Council for being able to organize this conference during these difficult times that we find ourselves. Because last year, West African College of Nursing couldn't have an annual general meeting because of COVID. Again, the theme of the meeting, universal health coverage, the role of digital and collaborative services, is very apt for the period we find ourselves. COVID, with its new normal way of life, with all its restrictions to movement and gathering, makes the theme very relevant. It is my hope that there will be a deepened and continuous collaboration between the West African College of Nursing and West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacy. I wish you fruitful deliberations.
Thank you very much, Professor Faustina. We should surely ensure that we deepen our collaboration in line with our team. I will call on the representative of the West African Health Organization here to give us a goodwill message.
The proxies of His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency, the UN Country Representative in Ghana, the WHO representative, and other members of the UN family here, Honorable Minister of Health, and other members of the government of the Republic of Ghana, representatives of the West African College of Surgeons, WACS, and other West African health professional colleges, sister to the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacy, WAPCP,
the WSPCP President, Madam Maki Janakara, Mr. Secretary General, other members of the Executive Committee of the PCP, Mr. President and other members of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana, the organizing secretary of this 32nd, 33rd AGM, fellows and other members of WPCP, all other protocols being observed, as I bring you profound greetings, and one which is from the headquarters of the West African Health Organization, ECOWAS, on behalf of the DG of WAHO, Professor Stanley Okolo, I hasten to bring it to your kind attention that the DG, because of other official engagements, very deeply regrets that he cannot be with you. That whatever wishes for you a successful AGM and resources section. The DG wants me to inform you that he himself must confess that he finds great interest in the theme and sub-themes of your AGM. Yes, indeed, the topic, universal health coverage, the role of digital and collaborative services with its sub-themes, electronic e-prescription and dispensing, and quality and safety of herbal medicines in universal health coverage is very interesting. I therefore salute as well as say to you that a very weighty thing could not come at any other time better than now. This is so because ECOWAS cannot be left behind in employment of innovative technology in sourcing the healthcare solutions, particularly e-prescriptions use. Thus, while wishing for you fruitful General Assembly meeting deliberations, I wish to bring the following to your kind attention, namely that inarguably, pharmacists have not only taken upon themselves roles that are indispensable for the attainment of better health over the centuries, but in doing so, have been very active component of technological innovation thereof. As you best know, these include inter alia engagement in one, compounding of medicines, industrial pharmacy, including formulation and manufacture of varying dosage forms, production of agrochemicals, hospital and or clinical pharmacy, public health pharmacy, patient counseling for optimal compliance to drug use therapy, psychiatric pharmacy, veterinary pharmacy, nuclear pharmacy, academia, regulation of medicines and related items, etc. It is of no surprise then that you brilliant pharmacy professionals of and within our region have now seen the need to introduce use of computer-assisted use in your practices in medicine dispensing, registration, etc. In seeing the continuum of the benefits of electronic prescription practices, which include prevention of illegibly written and confusing text cost medication errors, provision of instant notification and medication alerts about severe symptom-causing prescribed medications, contraindication and incompatibility of being co-administered medications, and suggestions of rational substitutes, automation of clinical decision support, rapidity of medication dispensing process without delays, as there are or can be no prescription loss, enhancements of adherence to drug therapy, tracking of complete medication, and provision of information about patterns of medication consumption, encouragement of greater patient satisfaction, as faster refills reduce waiting time for patients to hear from physicians or prescribers, lessening of workload or workflow, particularly in understaffed settings, provision of better utilization of healthcare staff time, ensuring of faster verification of medical insurance, discouragement of bias in scaling up market prices, example, in nationally set drug tariffs, etc. I therefore cannot wait but to hail you for the thought of introduction of e-prescription practices within our region. Congratulations and thanks so far. However, in going forward, I want to share with us a caution, and that is for e-prescription practices to effectively be used and be successful, a lot of things must be borne in mind. These fruits of thought include, among other things, one, first of all, e-prescription is not an isolated use of computer, but requires things such as two, updated and scientifically evidence-based written standard treatment guidelines, three, medicines, and if I must stress, not merely essential medicines list, four, enforceable pharmacy practice regulations, including stress on prescribing and dispensing of generics, as well as censoring of prescription software by our national pharmacy practice regulatory authorities, just as done for pharmacy management and pharmacy prescription software suppliers In the case of example, the UK, 5, even computer use skills, 6, uninterrupted electrical and or solar power supply, the latter especially for hard to reach locations, internet service provision and connectivity, 8, multilingual prescription software, 9, strategies for means of post-introduction sustainability in use of prescription software, 10, to some possible extent, use of national medicine price indexes, etc. For this, I can assure you that WAHO and ECOWAS stand ready to brainstorm with you in this your AGM and scientific symposium a year after. Even for support of any further training of pharmacists, as WAHO had already jointly organized one with the college, and more separately, training for physicians and other healthcare professionals in the use of prescription software, WAHO will not hesitate to play the relevant roles as training is indispensably cardinal to this. Madam WACP President and other executives of WAPCP, I cannot end without calling on you to more than ever before be actively involved in 2 things. I know time is fast, but I need to hasten to give you the list of the 2 things. We are very serious about this. And one, namely, first, I urge you that as you run the activities at the college, be it training or whatever, regional integration should be and must remain your hallmark. One essence of this lies in the saying, as preached by the French language, that dans la réunion fait la force, meaning and in unity, as I may paraphrase it, in integration lies strength. Why do we say this? As most of us may recall, not too long after the 1976 Monrovia held inaugural meeting of the West African Pharmaceutical Federation, WAPF, which was the precursor organization of the college, the Francophone ECOWAS countries, Benin, La Côte d'Ivoire, and Senegal, that were present at the inaugural gathering, regrettably withdrew from the Federation. Also, I do very well know that the WAPF and its little metamorphized college has since scored very laudable achievement. This interesting include, and the name there, I don't have to go through the list, but let me just name 1 or 2. Establishment of pharmacy schools in the republics of Liberia and Sierra Leone, publishing of West African Pharmaceutical Pharmacopoeia, participation in the WAHO facilitated-led process of harmonization of curricula for training of pharmacy technicians and pharmacists, holding of continued professional development activities, jointly with the WAHO for pharmacy drawn for academia, regulatory sectors, and other areas of practice. I am glad to say that notably, some of the training that WAHO had so jointly held with your college or the secretariat include training of pharmacists in research methods in pharmacoepidemiology and pharmacovigilance, pharmaceutical services inspection, training of pharmacy staff of health ministries and regulatory practice authorities of ECOWAS member countries in management of pharmaceuticals and health logistics in general, in emergency and other disasters, training of representatives of pharmacy councils and other healthcare professional practice regulatory authorities of ECOWAS member countries in use of prescription dispensing software, etc. Yes, while these are all wonderful gains for one to boast of, these are nothing if they reach for short of the coverage of the entire ECOWAS region. For me, I am not much more keen, and just like the DG of WAHO, about the many phones, the Anglophone, the Francophone, the Lusophone, but I want to see these under the aegis of the spirit of ECOWAS phone and even WAHO phone. Regional integration must be the cardinal mark. For certainly, one argument for that integration and strength can be buttressed by the dealings of the West African College of Surgeons, WAP. Sir, I'm happy you are here. Today, with all of the ECOWAS countries in its membership, WAC is so strong that its membership today goes beyond West Africa in that it extends to Cameroon, Angola, etc. I'm proud of you, sir. Therefore, the clarion call to you, the WFCP, is not to sit there and say Lusophone, Anglophone, and this phone and that phone, but we want to say do something about integration. It's very, very important. Today, I'm happy I'm from WAHO. Before we had a WAG, the West African Health Community, we joined the OCCG. Today we have WAHO. So you have to do something, not this phone and that phone. I will soon answer. Secondly, the matters of non-communicable diseases, and much more importantly, that of tropical infectious diseases, including re-emerging and newly emerging diseases, should be included in your fellowship courses or modules. Thus, public health pharmacy need be made active part of your roles playing in our healthcare services provision. And if this is anything to go by, stress should be made on the teaching of clinical bacteriology and virology courses as contained in the harmonized Doctor of Pharmacy curriculum, the harmonization which WAO did the facilitation. And this is what gladdens me when I look around, ladies and gentlemen, that I see the active involvement of our global pharmacy family, namely the International Pharmaceutical Federation, FIP, of which I have no doubt that some of you, I see Professor Muhammad Adouija, some of you are staunch members in the fight against the diffusive coronavirus disease that is currently plaguing the entire world. Yes, the role of the global pharmacy body in the fight, particularly reproduction and dissemination of this publication, that is entitled International Guidelines on how pharmacies should deal with the latest coronavirus outbreak, and others are all things worth emulating. In fact, I must confess that I'm much happier for seeing, alongside the global pharmacy body, the respective active involvement of pharmaceutical associations or societies of individual countries in the fight against the virus epidemic. Among these are the Chinese Pharmaceutical Association, which have produced a publication entitled Coronavirus 2019 Co-Infection, Expert Consensus on Guidance and Prevention Strategy for Hospital Pharmacists in the Pharmacy Workforce, and the American Society of Health System Pharmacists, ASHAP, which have produced and or actively continue to disseminate, in addition to other resources, publications entitled Coronavirus 2019 Healthcare Guidelines and the Use of Masks and Respirators. Others are the Royal Pharmaceutical Society, which has publicized a number of resources, such as key resources. I'm going to make these available. The link is passing around. Pharmaceutical Society, which has publicized a number of resources, such as key resources for pharmacy teams, including the UK Coronavirus Action Plan, Guidance for Hospital Pharmacy, Standard Operating Procedure for Community Pharmacy, the South African Pharmacy Council, which has been involved in publicizing the FIP documents on the corona infection, and of course, leaderships of pharmaceutical associations of some ECOWAS member countries. I'm happy, sir, you are here, Oga. Particularly, the current president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Pharmacist Sam Obuana, on the dissemination of relevant flyers or brochures on the coronavirus infection to patients and others visiting community pharmacy. We are proud of you, sir. Secondly, taking into account, as one public health pharmacy expert once told me, that the pharmacy is most usually the first point of contact, not only in medication management, but in patients referred to physicians or the prescribers. I wish to remind you that you are double-listed members of the frontline combatants in our fight against COVID-19. I therefore call on you to be much more vigilant, especially in strategizing evidence-based plans for collective and combat against the menace that is before us. You, as professional associations or individual professionals, can get involved in waging a war against COVID-19 in an endless number of ways. Namely, among others, you could form part of radio and television talks in languages and or dialects spoken and or understood by a majority of your local populations, be it in schools, places of worship, the general markets, and other public sectors, the youth groups, designing and disseminating of prevention materials, including those to be mounted on electronic information screens for the attention of passengers, for instance, at ports of entry and exit and along street banks, etc. Even to help you in implementing the strategies, you may need to access some useful resources, such as the following. I will just give you two. One, guidance to assist professionals in advising the general public. Two, clinical pharmacists play active roles in coronavirus preparation efforts. And these are things we can share. There are many more resources I can share with you. Because of time, we just have what I'll share with the Secretariat. And to say that, I say once more, I salute you. Have a successful AGM and scientific symposium. Pour terminer, je vous remercie. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Kier. He was the Dean of the School of Pharmacy when I was a volunteer lecturer there on peacekeeping duties. And we'll call on the rep from the Ghana College of Pharmacists, Mrs. Yvonne Eseku.
Thank you. Madam Chair and President of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, Secretary General and officers of WAPCP, fellows, both those to be invested and existing. I think when we were processing, there was a discussion on whether it was old fellows or older fellows. Sister colleges, distinguished guests, our keynote speaker, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you greetings on behalf of the President of the Ghana College of Pharmacists, Pharmacist Joseph Nyuagbe, and the academic board of the college. The Ghana College has, since its inception, been closely associated with the West Africa Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. We tread this road of training specialist pharmacists together. And we at the Ghana College are happy to celebrate the many successes chalked by WAPCP and the contributions made by this great college to healthcare delivery. The theme of this AGM and scientific symposium points to one such important contribution, an understanding of how digital and collaborative services can move us towards universal health coverage. Indeed, the advent of COVID-19 has demonstrated even further that such services are critical to ensure that all people everywhere will receive services to meet their health needs in a timeous manner. We know that this meeting will deliberate extensively on these matters and come up with pertinent implementable ideas to move us towards universal health coverage. At the Ghana College, we look forward to further collaboration in postgraduate pharmacy training, and we most definitely look forward to discussions on how we can together promote universal health coverage through the use of digital and collaborative services. We wish you success in all your deliberations. Long live postgraduate training in health, long live WAPCP, and long live the Ghana College. Thank you.
Thank you, Yvonne. And appreciating the role of the WAPCP to the development of the Ghana College. She's the rector of the college as well. I just have a short announcement. We have a team from Noguchi in room 116. I know some of you need to do the COVID test before you go. So we've arranged for a special team to be there at a negotiated fee of 150 Ghana cedis. So we don't want any moment that will disrupt. Mr. Nyuagbe is behind. You can go in bits, 2 or 3, and we do that quietly. So
ladies and gentlemen, we are making progress. And we are on time too. Permit me at this juncture to invite my president, the president of the WAPCP, Ban. I'm inviting the president of WAPCP to give the presidential speech. In my country, if a president is going to address the nation, there will be a national anthem. But since you do not have WAPCP anthem, even the bang of a music is enough welcome for such an achiever, a magnificent figure someone that has spent the best of her life in the development of pharmacy. Can you give a bang as I invite President Johnny McKee to please step forward for a welcome address? Please, be on your feet. Continue clapping as we welcome the President of Wapcp for her speech. Madam President.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. May I be allowed to stand on existing protocol? It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this 32nd and 33rd Annual General Meeting and Scientific Symposium of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. Of course, despite the many challenges, we've had so many COVID tests coming in, and we're looking forward to so many going out. I can only thank the people that have left their respective countries to get to this place, despite everything. We all know that this conference was supposed to have been held last year, as previous speakers have said. But for this dreaded world, of course, it necessitated the postponement of this AGM in this beautiful country, but I'm glad we still maintained our stance and say we'll still have this in this beautiful city of Accra. I think we all know, I won't belabor the point, how drastically Corona has affected us, whether personally, whether in the capacity of our colleges, whether in the capacity of our countries, or globally. We all have seen how Corona has dealt with the most advanced of countries. And I think we have to thank God, thank the Almighty Allah for granting us the mercies of again, this pandemic, it has empowered technology even more and forced us to be innovative and try and make the best use of this situation in our daily lives, in our way of work, in our business. Interestingly, you've all seen the theme, as I'm sure you've seen your brochures, and the theme is basically about technology. I say in my mind, if this theme was, of course, I think developed in early 2019. This was before, mid 2019. This was before Corona. And I tell myself, we anticipated and we wanted to use a theme on technology. If we anticipated this koro, we call it at home, will be here. Maybe we'll think of another thing apart from basing our theme on technology. But thankfully, we have been able to adapt. This has resulted to the hosting, of course, of this conference in a hybrid, giving opportunity to the people that couldn't travel to this ceremony. So I do say that all is not lost. As I say again, let us thank the Almighty Allah for sparing our lives and to witness this conference today. We do have colleagues that are unfortunate not to witness this occasion. So we have to thank God for that. Now, is another very interesting fact that we're having this conference in Accra. I think we've heard our previous sister colleges saying that Of course, I think the pharmacists have boldly, I think, taken the step forward to do the first one within, because normally I think it goes through a sequence, the surgeons first, then the medicals, and then the nurses before the pharmacists. But we've taken the bull by the horn to say, despite Corona, we're going to try and make way with this. In Accra, this college was inaugurated in Accra in February of 1991. So you see, it is a very important city. It's a very important history in the West African Postgraduate College. The history of the WAPCP would be incomplete without mentioning the founding body of the West African Pharmaceutical Federation, which was established in October in 1976 in Monrovia. The pharmacists of this West African region realized the need to harmonize and develop pharmacy education, the laws and the practice in order to improve the quality of healthcare and the life of people. The pharmacists that were present in this inaugural meeting were from the countries that are here, including the Ivory Coast, which is a Francophone country. And as Professor Kier has rightly said, I've had it in my speech to say that it was my goal really to work on engaging the other sister countries that's from the Francophone, as our sister colleges have done, and wanted to start it by inviting them for the 2020 conference, which unfortunately was not meant to be. But I'm just urging and encouraging the incoming WAPCP leadership to pursue this very, very important task and make it a success by bringing them on board. In 1991, as I said, when we inaugurated the college, the mandate of this was to be a postgraduate professional training program. And the previous speaker, the director of the Ghana College representative, was telling us how the WAPCP has contributed to the pharmaceutical manpower in the sub-region. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I've already mentioned, the emergence of the coronavirus stopping our conference, it has resulted to the combination of 2 AGMs and scientific symposiums. It has also affected the running of the college programs, but however, we have turned it into a blessing. And it has been one of the major achievements of my tenure and leadership by operationalizing the online training, which has been on the drawing table of the WAPCP, I think, for more than a decade. So Corona has brought some successes despite its numerous challenges. And I think we should be proud of that. The college emerged from mounting update lectures on site. And this has been very expensive. You only realize when you cannot travel, you were forced to use technology, do your examinations online, do your statutory meetings online, and doing your update lectures online. It has been a great advantage. Again, it has minimized the cost and resources because it's an online lecture. You don't have to have 3 different sets, a set in Ghana, a set in Nigeria, a set in Sierra Leone, different people teaching the same topics. And of course, you're going to have different, it's going to impact differently on students because of course, we all know that lecturers are different. But when you have an online platform, everybody is listening to the same lecturer. So it has also brought in another great success under my leadership of establishing a center in Gambia, in Banjul, because otherwise it was very expensive and very difficult for fellows or students in Gambia to be flying all the way to Liberia, Sierra Leone, and we all know how expensive travel cost is within the sub-region. So again, I think that was a major achievement thanks to Corona. This would encourage, of course, more student enrollment and impact on the success of the WAPCP fellowship. And again, the risk of traveling. I think traveling within West Africa sometimes is more difficult than when you want to go to America or these other places. So it has also reduced that. It is heartwarming under my tenure that the Nigerian government has finally recognized and approved this inclusion of the consultancy cadre, which I'm proud to say that Ghana was the first to adopt within the sub-region. It is great news, of course, and will positively impact the increase in the student enrollment, which is the lifeline of the college. Furthermore, the college, under my tenure as the president, acquired its own property in a prime location in Lagos, which is close to the present headquarters. And I'm very proud that we could do that under my tenure. The conference will decide, of course, the plans for the property and the type of befitting edifice to be erected on that land property. Where we are, we've just got, when you look up, I think you see the Royal College of Surgeons property. So it will definitely, I'm sure, encourage us to also develop our property. I'm also humbled to say that we have managed to stabilize the Secretariat and instituted sound financial management, especially in the era of COVID. And we have turned the accounts of the college from loss to profit. I cannot thank the Almighty Allah enough for these achievements, as this will no doubt make the fellowship program more visible, and we expect that the fellows will be challenged to exhibit training that they have received towards bringing pharmaceutical care to its populace. Let me express some words of appreciation to my immediate predecessor, that's namely Professor Emeritus Kwame Sapong, for their tremendous contributions towards moving this prestigious college forward, and the WHPCP Secretariat with the EXTO and council members for their hard work and sacrifice, especially during these trying times of COVID pandemic. We were successful in conducting examinations, and we should be very, very proud of it. Thank you, Chairman JB, and thank you, Chief Examiner. We also noticed an increase in the performance and the pass marks of the students in this current era. So you see, we're still trying to find some positives despite the challenges we're facing. Distinguished guests, as the 21st and first female president of this prestigious college as WAPCP in more than 2 decades, and I have served in various capacities towards bringing the WAPCP towards its current height. I would please permit me to show some words of appreciation to all the past and present officers of the college who have in diverse ways contributed to the actualization of the goals and aspirations of this noble college. To the graduating fellows, please accept my sincere congratulations, and I urge you to demonstrate the knowledge and professional prowess you have acquired during the course of your rigorous training. Congratulations again. I cannot end this speech without extending our profound gratitude to the heads of governments of our member countries for their support over the years, but I appeal that they must sustain this. Let me also specially recognize the pioneering effort of Ghana, government of Ghana, in adopting and advancing the pharmaceutical care in this country, like establishing the Ghana College of Pharmacists and promoting the activities of the WAPCP in developing the pharmaceutical manpower to improve the health outcomes. I urge other member countries to borrow a leaf from the examples of Ghana and recently Nigeria in the delivering of quality health care to bring them to the doorstep of our people. I'd like to thank WAHO for the usual financial support they always give towards our annual scientific conference and AGM. And I'd like to thank the Pharmaceutical Society of Ghana and the WAPCP chapter, Ghana chapter of fellows for the wonderful arrangements that they have put in place to ensure we have a very successful conference. To the government and the people of Ghana, I say a big thank you to you for for your hospitality and for being such great hosts. I've enjoyed myself. I like Accra. Unfortunately, we all know that we cannot enjoy Accra as usual. So we'll make do and pray that Korokoro leaves us. If it doesn't leave us, let us try and find better ways so that we can be interacting more. And then we can enjoy our stay in this beautiful city of Accra. We hope in 5 years' time, we would have had so much control over Korokoro that it will be life as usual. Long live the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. Long live the Republic of Ghana. God bless you all, and I thank you for your attention.
Thank you. I think we can give her another applause. She's given us, oh, let's do it better. You can kindly take your seats. And those who are with us online, we want to acknowledge that we are in touch with you. I've seen Stella Max. You have been consistently on. I saw Aisha with a baby. Just wave us, wave us. Let's see whether we are in touch. Wow, 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 wow. The president gave us some food for thought. Some of the positive aspects of this pandemic is that it has enabled Gambia to establish a center to train the students much cheaper and easier, reduce the cost of traveling and the costs and the risks associated with traveling as well. And the college has also acquired its own property for development and also turning the accounts of the college from negative to positive. Shall we do it again for her? Next on the program is the introduction of the keynote speaker. The keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen, for this conference is Mr. Daniel Marfo. He's a young pharmacist, a visionary one, who has a passion of using technology to solve Africa's healthcare challenges. He's the current senior vice president of Zipline International, which is leading to deploy the world's largest autonomous medical drone system from Ghana. He has made essential healthcare commodities such as blood products, vaccines, and medications available in real time to over 2,000 health facilities across the length and breadth of Ghana. He's also the co-founder of RX Health Info Systems, a health technology company that has developed the largest real-time health insurance electronic claims processing platform in the sub-Saharan African, connecting over 1,500 healthcare providers across Ghana, Nigeria, Angola, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. This young pharmacist obtained his Bachelor of Pharmacy degree from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and also has advanced certifications in business management, financial management, strategic management from Maximilian University, Germany. He has worked in several management positions for multinational pharmaceutical companies like Johnson & Johnson, Sandoz, where he was involved in setting up their quality, regulatory, pharmacovigilance, market units, among others. He is a TEDx speaker and was among the top 30 pioneers for the 2018 Future of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, help me invite to the podium Mr. Daniel Marfo, our thematic speaker for today.
President of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, the Secretary General, West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, the Chairman of the Joint Faculty Board, Fellows, West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly observed. I remember when Mr. Bruce reached out to me in 2019 that I should be the keynote speaker for this AGM and symposium. The first question, when he called, I was in the northern part of Ghana in a remote village, trying to understand why they need services like a drone to deliver medicines to them. And I asked him, Mr. Bruce, why me? I don't think I am fit enough to speak to giants and titans of pharmacy about anything pharmacy at all, because these are my senior colleagues. I have learned from them. They are inspiring me in what I am doing. And he told me that sometimes when you are looking for inspiration, you need to go back to the youth and find out what should be done. And that was where I unwillingly accepted to speak at this AGM. This occasion today brings very fond memories of excitement, exploits, and the moment to heave a sigh of relief. When I was graduating from the university as a newly trained pharmacist, myself and many of my colleagues had dreams of pursuing specialization courses and becoming experts in specific aspects of pharmacy. It is therefore a great joy for me to see some of my friends and colleagues from pharmacy school here today fulfilling this dream that we shared several years ago. With this in mind, I think congratulations to those who have achieved this feat that we are recognizing today is indeed well deserved. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I should also say that I am very honored to be part of this historic event as the keynote speaker. I'm grateful to the management of the college for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on the theme for today's occasion. The theme for this packed event, the 32nd and 33rd Annual General Meeting and Scientific Symposium and the 62nd and 3rd Council Meeting, is one of personal interest to me, and that of the concern to all within the space of healthcare. Universal health coverage, the role of digital and collaborative services. There is no doubt that most countries, if not all, now have policies in place to respond to the issues of inequalities in the provision of essential healthcare to their citizens. Whereas these efforts are very much commendable, as no single life ought to be left behind in accessing one of the basic essentials of life, there still remains a lot of work to be done. Personally, universal health coverage goes beyond just the health sector. The doctors, the nurses, the pharmacists, and other staff at the various health facilities. There are many patients, either by some religious, traditional belief, or in this era of social media and internet, misinformation and false news, who are prevented from accessing healthcare. For me, one of the most striking things, and I didn't think was possible, is how much misinformation that was spread over several months about vaccines have led to people not even being unwilling to go to be vaccinated. It is just astounding how much technology can be both a force for good and a force for bad. To achieve a universal health coverage, therefore, we must go beyond the provision of medicines for ailments to addressing other inhibiting mechanisms that prevent easy access of treatment. And this is not just the responsibility of government, a doctor, or a pharmacist, but the responsibility of every citizen. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot discount the very essential role of digitalization and collaborative services in rapidly achieving the quest to providing universal health coverage. The Ghanaians here will equally be excited about the mention of digitalization of healthcare delivery, as this forms a broader part of the government's aim in digitizing the entire economy. That's what our government has been talking about for the last 5 years. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I remember, and this is not too long ago, when you attend a hospital in many parts of West Africa, and hospital staff have to go through a tall pile of files just to locate medical records of patients. This does not only cause undue delays, but also loss of important patient information required to manage cases. It also didn't provide for holistic pharmaceutical care management, because by the time the patient gets to the pharmacy, all you know is what is on the prescription. You cannot tell where the person is coming from. You cannot tell, the history. You cannot even offer basic advice on what to eat, what not to eat, what basic practices they should undertake to prolong their life and improve the quality of their life. Today, however, we are seeing some level of transformation in digitizing patient records and in the general administration of healthcare for that matter. We must even go beyond this by letting this digitization system flow into the entire patient journey management, right from the hospital to the pharmacy and even to the provision of home care services. Ladies and gentlemen, it is imperative that we build a very sustainable digital capacity in the entire journey of changing the face of healthcare. When done appropriately, it will eliminate silos of information kept at different places to facilitate a complete picture of patient health needs. The few hospitals that you visit and they have been able to digitize the entire patient and electronic medical records, you can always see that there is an improved care for the patient. And it is no surprise that today's patient wants to keep going back to these same health facilities. How many times do we see patients shunning the public healthcare system? Because when they go there, the kind of experience they would get, even recalling of information at every step, being not asking them the same questions over and over again. It is something that we should not undervalue. I'm looking forward to a day in Africa when one could attend a different hospital and still have access to all of his or her medical history by the click of a button. One of the many ways of improving universal health coverage is through cutting digital platforms that link patient records to all facilities, so that be it in emergency cases or not, whenever you get to a health facility other than your primary facility, you can receive the necessary care with the necessary history available. Ladies and gentlemen, technology is no doubt an enabler of universal health care. And we must all, whether you are a pharmacist, medical doctor, or a policymaker, aim at moving away from paper to digital in all aspects of your work. I want a time when I personally visit a clinic or hospital in any part of the country, and I will not be required to carry a medical folder or a prescription for that matter. This should be done digitally. I want a time when the doctor attending to the patient doesn't need to ask patient in a critical condition for his or her medical history. This should be available just by the click of a button. Ladies and gentlemen, at the core of universal health coverage is exploring high-end innovative processes in operations at all levels. This is where I bring in the very innovative way of delivering healthcare commodities via drones. In 2018, there was an uproar in Ghana when the government decided to use drones to deliver medical products, healthcare commodities across the length and breadth of this country. It was unheard of. And for me, it showed one thing, that as healthcare professionals, we need to chart the path and show people that our current situation and the future by adopting technology can be vastly different. The dream to bring this solution to Africa, to West Africa, came after I visited the Afram Plains in 2017. And for those who may not know, the Afram Plains is a very, very hard to reach part of Ghana. To get there, we had to drive, then wait at a river bank, a lake, the bank of the lake. Unfortunately, when we got there, the ferry was just about to take a lunch break. So that meant we had to stay at the dock for 3 hours. And when the ferry came, we did join it. And we traveled for hours through North and South Afram Plains, some of the hardest to reach parts of Ghana. And I saw healthcare professionals who had dedicated 15, 20 years of their lives working in such places without electricity. I visited a village where they were still doing butter trading. They had no appreciation for money whatsoever. If you gave them money today, there was no value. If you gave them fish or pepper, then there was value. They could give you something back. And I couldn't believe that just a few hours from Accra, this was existed. And people there were given birth. People there were expected to be vaccinated. There was nothing. But during elections, ballot papers and polling stations were there. And it just wasn't right. And this is the story I have seen as I have traveled through many parts of Africa. I recently spent extensive time in Kaduna and in Kano State. I went as far as Adamawa to try and understand what is the reality. And when you see people unable to get medicines because they are afraid, in fact, the people to deliver the medicines are afraid of bandits on the way to deliver the medicines. You ask yourself, what does that woman who is at the pregnant woman at the other side, where the bandits are, how does this person get care? And that just told me that aerial logistics, the ability to use a drone to fly over all these challenges, all these problems, all these physical hindrances is something that is a necessity, not a luxury in Africa. The cost of 1 kilometer of tarred road is $250,000. If you had to tar 100 kilometers of road, that is $25 million. For a fraction of that, you could use aerial logistics to deliver care to people for half a decade. And you ask yourself, why isn't Africa leapfrogging its current challenges by thinking of logistics in this manner? If you look at the way we also are able to do predictive analysis and predictive forecasting, let's take something like anti-snake venom. If you ask the supply chain experts in this room, one of the hardest things to predict demand, they will tell you is probably anti-snake. You just cannot tell when or where. And the biggest problem you find with such commodities is you might have just delivered 100 units of that to this place, and the next day you hear that somebody away on the other side has been bitten by a snake with nothing. And these are things that you cannot just spread across as well because they are cold chain. And so what do? the ability to centralize and use aerial logistics to within a few minutes distribute things equitably is something that we should not take for granted. Since the start of the pandemic, over 2 million doses of routine vaccines and over 500,000 units of medical products have been delivered in Ghana via drones. Ladies and gentlemen, the COVID-19 pandemic, which we are still finding a way around, has taught us an even more important lesson of not considering the use of technology as a future dream, but that we should move faster and quickly in deploying this to save lives. As a result of the mandatory social distancing that came with COVID restrictions, telemedicine became very, very handy in many countries across the world. It is, of course, one of the safest interactive systems between patients, both infected and uninfected, and clinicians without any fear of being exposed to the virus. Whilst I saw a lot of push on the front of telemedicine, I didn't see a strong push on e-pharmacy and telepharmacy. And we as custodians of pharmaceutical care must take responsibility for that. After the dispensation of care virtually or seeing a doctor virtually, medicines must still get to this patient. And so for me, I couldn't fathom why that gap existed. And we all know pharmacists in the community, in the hospital, who lost their lives because they contracted COVID from patients who were knowingly positive, didn't disclose, walked into the pharmacy to get their medicines. How are we still thinking of a way that we can completely take our pharmaceutical care services digitally, virtually, limiting exposure to ourselves and also protecting the staff we work with? Ladies and gentlemen, we are in an era where people want everything faster and easier. And today, many people are already procuring medicines on the web and social media from people who are not healthcare professionals. I'm sure we've all seen one or two adverts of somebody selling medicine on Instagram, Facebook, or on the internet. This to me is a huge safety risk and one of the biggest threats to providing universal health coverage in the right manner. We all need to advocate for regulation and a national level implementation of e-pharmacy to ensure that people can receive their pharmaceutical care in a responsible virtual manner all over the sub-region. If we, the custodians of all things pharmaceutical, don't lead this new way of care that patients are driving to, then who should? The vacuum and the void will be filled by unscrupulous people, and it is our mandate to step up. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 is the biggest threat to universal health coverage in the last 100 years. And I am not talking about the direct impact of COVID. I look at all the gains that have been made that are being eroded because countries are deploying all resources to fighting COVID. If you go to diabetes and hypertensive clinics, I know people who were stable for many years because they would go to the hospital, they would get their medication every 2-3 months out of fear. They were not going for review, they were not getting their medication. And if you try to chart how these people who were stable have regressed and some have even lost their lives, it is very sad. And it is therefore all of us, our mandate to ensure that we can overcome COVID as quickly as possible whilst protecting the gains that were made pre-COVID on many, many other fronts. From inaccessibility of vaccines to escalating costs of vaccination and the politicization of access to vaccines. Today, access to vaccines is a major bargaining chip to many countries. And we've all seen how this warfare has been waged in the media all over the world. There is so much to be done. Despite these many challenges, however, it has been amazing to see how every country in the sub-region has adopted technology in one form or the other to help in the management of COVID-19. It's just remarkable to see that, you could come to, all the visitors here could come to Ghana. I'm sure you all booked your vaccination online, you made payments, your records were taken. When you got to the airport, everything was already there. This is something I couldn't believe that on such a national level could exist. And not just in one country, but every country you go to. Without these technological advancements, I'm definitely sure that, yes, we've not solved the pandemic, but things would have been far worse than it is today. The important question I want all of us to ask ourselves though, is how much of this innovation we are seeing today that was ideated by pharmacists and healthcare professionals at large. When you go into the hallways of power and you go to the places where these decisions are being made and ideas on how to solve COVID are actually happening, who do you see? You see the bankers, you see politicians, you see engineers, you see venture capitalists. I hardly see pharmacists. You wouldn't see us there. And the question is, why is that the case? I believe personally that healthcare professionals, by the way we are trained as well, to ensure that we protect the status quo in healthcare, probably has made us, in our own thinking, become a barrier for the adoption of technology as well. And maybe, just maybe in this era, it is time for us to rethink our approach, not just in education, but in how much of an influence we want to play. I was glad to hear that the senator from Nigeria here is vying for a position, in the highest position in Nigeria. Without such people, we can never cause the real change that must happen for healthcare to be the driver of the economy, for healthcare to be the true leader in solving our problems. Ladies and gentlemen, so what I've been saying all this while is that digitalization and collaborations are critical in achieving universal healthcare. Technology and innovations, for that matter, have the potential of changing the entire health value chain. That is why we must all endeavor to deploy these tools that are currently available to support our work. Our profession is a true call to serve. We must therefore love what we have all chosen to do and do it well. We must collaborate with all players in the industry, knowing that the goal of the doctor is the same as that of the nurse, same as that of the midwife, same as that of the lab technician, same as that of all others in the value chain. That is to see a happy patient who has recovered from an ailment as a result of our collaborative support. We must all partner to achieve this. For many of us, we may need to adjust our expectations in order to serve those who we are meant to serve, and in order to learn new things that will enhance our work. I believe these sacrifices will definitely pay off one day. Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, once said, "I love what I did. I am convinced," Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, once said, "I am convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did." You've got to find what you love, and that is true for your work as it is true for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. The work we are all doing is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. And I am happy to say that the many wonderful pharmacists on my left today have found their work. Our mandate at this gathering today is to ensure that our individual efforts culminate into achieving universal health coverage for all. Let's get to this now. God bless the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. God bless us all. Thank you.
Please, let's be on our feet and give him a round of applause. That was a wonderful presentation by Daniel. I've told him that this is by police authority. I've given him the admission form. You have to join the college. Wow. So kindly be on yours. Kindly be seated. There's a lot of things he said which time will not permit. But one of the first things I think I will leave here with area logistics. I've heard many things, but area logistics is one of the things that I've learned from you, and that we should love what we do. We should keep on finding out what we do. And then there's a need for us to move from paper to digital. And one observation he made was, while there was a lot of push towards telemedicine during the pandemic, there was little in the case of e-prescribing and e-pharmacy. And I think this is the time for us to take the opportunity. And so I want to thank you very much for your presence and such wonderful speech. And we'll need, since you didn't come with paper or your this thing, please send it. I need your email. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please sit a minute. That was a wonderful one. Very, very wonderful. I would like the president to please step forward and present this certificate to this erudite speaker. Very fluent, straight to the point in pharmacokinetics. Yes, no handshake. Honestly, we appreciate you very well. Thank you so much, so much. Thank you so much. That was great. That was great. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to the apogee of the occasion. Investiture procedure. I know very well that every graduate here is eager. Typical of graduation ceremonies, the day of the graduation, the students are not bothered with the numerous speeches. They are eager to do the investiture and move out to celebrate, to dance, to eat. Just like in a wedding whereby sermons are being said, the bride and groom are eager for the reception and honeymoon. They are not bothered about what is said in the church or in the mosque. We are reaching the apogee now. It is finished. The difficult days are over. Today is a day of celebration. You are now complete. Somebody said, what is the difference between when do you say somebody has finished? When do you say somebody has completed? And then the other person say, yes, I know. You are completed if you are married to a beautiful wife, lovely, God-fearing, very economical, and that takes care of your house. And you are finished. If you marry a beautiful woman who has interest in shopping and the wallet is with you, you, the man, will pay all the bills, then you are finished. And then when you are married as a man, and unfortunately, out of the vices and the devil's workshop visits you, and you impregnate your neighbor's daughter, you are completely finished. Here today, these people have achieved. They have done very well. We congratulate you on behalf of WPCP. I want to announce no handshakes for the purpose of the corona. My president said koro koro. And members of the college are students of the college who have passed exams at various levels. Please, can you stand up for recognition? Members of the college, students, members of the college, students of the college that have been matriculated and passed exams at various colleges. Honorable, you are one. Please step up, stand up. A round of applause to all of them, and congratulations to you all. Now we are getting to the apogee now. I want to invite the president again for the proclamation of the investiture.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, SG. On behalf of the Council and Fellows of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, I hereby make a proclamation of the investiture of the 2019 and 2020 Fellows of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists.
Thank you so much, Madam President. WPCP has 5 faculties. We have the Faculty of Clinical Pharmacy. We have the Faculty of Community Pharmacy. We have the Faculty of Drug Production and Quality Assurance. We have the Faculty of Public Health, and we have the Faculty of Social and Administrative Pharmacy. I want to invite the chairpersons, beginning with the chairman of Pharmacy Faculty, to present the graduates of 2019 separately and 2020 separately by words, by statements, because we are doing this in a virtual, both on-site and physical. So if we declare them just for those present, there will be a problem. So just make a declaration of the number of students that you are presenting in learning and character that are worthy of being investiture today. I'll call on the chairman. I'll call on the chairman of Joint Faculty Board, Professor Azuka Opara, for the investiture ceremony. Before then, please, graduates, those online, those that are on virtual, if you are not roped, please block your video. Please, if you are not roped, block your video. Only those that are roped are allowed at this time. Secondly, while we take the oath, those that are roped, please, you raise your right hand and swear to the oath as presented by the chairman of JFB. Those that are not graduating, please block your video. Those that are not roped, please block your video.
The president of West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. The inductees. Today is your day. The global trend in healthcare is for the professionals to specialize. In fact, a time will come in the near future where if you're a healthcare provider and you do not specialize, there will be no role for you. We are moving towards leaving the generalist sphere or space to the specialist space. And that is why the decision taken by these great men and women to subscribe to the program of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists is a noble one. These are going to be our change agents because the role of the pharmacists in healthcare delivery system keeps expanding. The frontiers keep expanding on a daily basis. And the only way pharmacists can rise to the challenge of improving in pharmacy practice. So these are going to be our gold mines, our champions in pharmacy profession. And I know it wasn't easy for you going through the stages. You do primary, you do part 1, 2 years, you write the examination, you do residency, you move to part 2, you do a set of update lectures, you write the examinations, you do dissertation, you do residency, and I know that it wasn't easy, but you have made it. So let us complete the formalities to admit you into this noble set of people, fellows of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. I now call on the chairmen of the faculties to come and present their students. So, Faculty of Clinical Pharmacy.
Chairman JFB, I present to you 90 fellows from the Faculty of Clinical Pharmacy for investiture into the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. These fellows are made of 2019 graduates 45 and 2020 45.
Chairman, Faculty of Community Pharmacy.
Chairman JBF, I present to you six fellows from the Faculty of Community Pharmacy for induction today for 2019.
Faculty of Drug Production and Quality Assurance.
Chairman JFB, I'm actually the chairman of the Faculty of Social Administrative Pharmacy, but I stand to present for drug production and quality assurance at this time because Professor Jacob Kolawole, who ought to have done this, has transited to glory. May he so rest in peace. Chairman JB, I present to you 3 fellows from the Faculty of Drug Production and Quality Assurance for investiture into the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists for 2019, and also present to you 3 fellows from the Faculty of Drug Production and Quality Assurance for investiture into the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists for 2020. Thank you.
Faculty of Social and Administrative Pharmacy.
Chairman JAB, I present to you 4 fellows from the Faculty of Social and Administrative Pharmacy for investiture into the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists for 2019. I also present, Chairman JB, to you 3 fellows from the Faculty of Social and Administrative Pharmacy for investiture into the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists for 2020. Thank you.
Faculty of Community Pharmacy. Taking. Okay, sorry. Faculty of Public Health Pharmacy.
Chairman, Joint Faculty Board, I present to you 70 number of fellows from the Faculty of Public Health Pharmacy for investiture into the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. This is made up of 52 fellows for 2019 and 28 fellows for 2020.
I now call on all the candidates presented to be outstanding with a copy of the oath before them. And you raise your right hand and repeat after me. As a fellow of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists, I vow to serve humanity and to support my profession's ideals and commitments. I shall be guided in all dimensions of my life by the highest standards of human conduct. I shall apply the full measure of my knowledge and abilities to supporting the health and well-being of those I serve. I shall always place the needs of all those I serve above my personal interests and considerations. I shall treat all those I serve equally, fairly, and with respect, regardless of gender, race, ethnicity, religion, culture, or political beliefs. I shall protect the confidentiality of personal and health information entrusted to me. I shall maintain my professional knowledge and competence throughout my career. I shall support the advancement of knowledge and standards of practice in pharmacy. I shall nurture the preparation of future members of my profession. I shall use all opportunities to develop collaborative practice with all healthcare professionals in my environment. In taking this solemn pledge, I honor those who have supported my development as a pharmacist and commit myself never to act in a manner that is contrary to these vows. I do solemnly and sincerely declare that I will observe the laws, rules, and regulations of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. I hereby pledge to be faithfully defend the rights and maintain the reputation, honor, dignity of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists. So help me God.
No, you still wait. Yeah, we'll go down. A round of applause once again. And a big congratulations to all of you. Big congratulations. Now I am going to call you one by one. You step out for your certificate. We'll start with 2019. President of college, please step forward. Probably you move down, sir, for ease of movement. Graduates, you come from the left. Pick your certificate at the middle behind the great Ghana flag, and then you step out through this way to your seats. We'll start with those that are physically present. Those that are watching on virtual, after this, I'll give you your certificates. 2019. Azasi Mwesi Margaret, clinical pharmacy. Please clap for her. Azasi, you didn't come with hired clappers. Photographers, you can come and give them a shot. Photographers, you can step forward, give them a shot. Ekpe Rita Uyo. Ekpe Rita Uyo, clinical pharmacy. Hodot Samuel Elikem. Hodot Samuel Elikem. Kelvin Tinyere Bridget. Kelvin Tinyere Bridget. Keto Courage Adam. Basi Udwakobon Eden. Obinna Ezenwane Obianu Ju Vivian, drug production. Amgo Gifty Dede Matoko. That's a beautiful name. Ango, Gifty, Dede, Matoko. Public health. Waki Yadom Emmanuel Sefa. Public health. Eromon Eluebe Faith. Eromon Eluebe Faith, Eze Elias Okechukwu, Bokwe Elizabeth Esho Esoho, Idon Akwe Joel Jeffrey, Mensa Fredericks, Public Health, Okpara without the H, Chukwuka Obioma, Owoduni Adiola Salifat, Public Health, Nuhuba Sierra Leone chapter chair is overclapping because Nuhuba is from Sierra Leone. Enebeli Solomon Nduka, social and admin. Thank you. The 2019 final year graduates, those on virtual, I promise I'll give you your scrolls and your certificates. We have Adamu Husseina Yusuf Sule, Clinical Pharmacy. Yes, she's here for her certificate. Chairman, sir, extend your hand. Adamu Husseina Yusuf Sule, congratulations, Clinical Pharmacy. We have Ade Tunji Bolaji Oluwayemisi. Congratulations.
Clinical Pharmacy.
Put another paper for the next person. You have to bring this paper because we don't have the name. So give another paper. Cut the paper exactly.
Give me. Give me, let me call. Chidima Obi Ewomale, Clinical Pharmacy.
Congratulations. You're not in the picture.
Yeah, I'll take the picture.
I'm not there.
I'm not sure. Move closer. Move closer.
Yeah, you're showing pictures from here.
Okay.
Are you put the mask on?
Hello, no.
Yeah. Move back, nobody should talk. By your mask.
Hold on.
Sorry, mask. Yes, sir. All right. Nobody goes there to talk to you. All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Next.
Iwekan Adenike, Public Health Pharmacy.
Go ahead.
John, Public Health Pharmacy.
Look this way. All right. Thank you.
Ogini Peter, public clinical pharmacy, please. Yes.
But don't talk. Why is it? All right. Go ahead. Okay.
Ibe Stella Nkiru, social and administrative pharmacy. Anyanwu Chinyere, clinical pharmacy. Come this way. Go. Enter from boys' quarter. Go.
All right. Please go around.
Okpaleze Grace Ezine, social and administrative pharmacy.
Congratulations.
Bakare Adebusola Zainab, public health pharmacy. Oyogu Ijoma Annette, clinical pharmacy.
I was a project supervisor. Should I report her here?
Next, you. Him. You. Just let me know your name. What? Ewowale Ame, clinical pharmacy.
Chief organizer. Yes, real chief organizer.
Thank you very much.
Very well.
Thank you very much. I honor my presence. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're only grateful for you.
Have you done a group picture?
Yeah, we'll do a group picture.
A group picture.
You can snap with the pro one, then now return it.
Please take the panel of judges.
Oh, that's true.
Take the panel of judges.
Hello, man. This one. Thank you so very much. I want to take with the roll-up banner. Maybe, yeah, two can be on this side. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
For the 2019 batch, I congratulate all the new fellows of the West African Postgraduate College of Pharmacists and charge you to live up to the expectations required of you as fellows of the college. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I'll now call on 2020. No, I'm done with 2019. 2020. President, please step forward. And JFB Chair. Is a combined convocation, combined investiture. So I have Ajede Conrad, Clinical Pharmacy. Please step forward. Lekuti Sekirat Olayinka. Lekuti Sekirat Olayinka, Clinical Pharmacy. Nay Etna Achampoma, Clinical Pharmacy. Adida K. Ebegberry Root, Clinical Pharmacy. Patani, Bernard Opatimidi. Tomb set. Williams Aladi Charity. Williams Aladi Charity. Just take it easy, Williams. Don't worry. We must wait for you. Don't worry, Aladi. We must wait for you. Take your time. Please, a round of applause to Aladi. Your face mask so that we know it is you. Professor Okpara and Madam President, don't want to remove your face masks? Okay. Oyewale Joseph Olalere. Agwe Mensa Jocelyn. Okenwa Maureen Obehi, Public Health. Osefo, yeah, Ado. Osefwe, yeah, Ado. Please don't mind my pronunciation. If your name is Niai, just come. With your kind permission, I'll also invite Usman R.A., who is a 2019 graduate, but there was a confusion, to step forward quickly for your certificate and scroll. Thank you. Now, to my colleagues on visual, want to congratulate you one and all. Oh, there's somebody? The regulation is if you come to induction ground, you take your names before you leave. Now, those on visual, we have Abdul Qadir Farida Suleiman in clinical pharmacy. Adelagi Sesu Francis, clinical pharmacy. Ajade Conrad, clinical pharmacy. Agepong Kwame. Ajayi Adebola Idou. Akin Kunmi Ibukun Jacob. Akin Tayo Veronica Oluwayemisi. Aliyu Suleiman. Bala Jamila. Dayom Dalami Wetkos. Igonwarem Amen Osamu Yemen. This is an Edo name. Ezeji Felix Williams. Faswa Eloho Lois. Ifedibu Chiamaka Kenechi. Ihana Echo. Ifeanyinwa Christy. Iku Dixon Eru. Iyala Audu Ali. Lekuti Sekirat Olayinka. Mancha Helen Chundung. Manu Luka Wedben. Badamasi Mukhtar Karofi. Mustafa Zaidi Olubukola. Nei Edna Achiampoma. Natufe Stella Maris Orise Bebemi. Obida K Obiagberi Root. Obi Egonware Chidima Oyeri. Ogini Peter Cole. Ogira Johnson Aguchi. Ogunti Mehin Bolaji Femi. Okosun Antonia Iyare. Olado Kun Bolanle Stephen. Olusanya Ade Dayo Layo. Amen Dokas Chinyere. Omoba Olubenga Moses. Unyado Ginika Irene. Unye Nuchi. Unye Buchi Israel. Patani Bernard Opati Midi. Sani Jamila. Tang-An Zugumnan Beatrice. Tun Set. Ogechuku Obere Isabella. Oguke Eberechuku Blessing. Williams Aladi Charity. Yesu. Mary Onyinoi. Oyewale Joseph Olalere. Iniako Chinenye Morin, Community Pharmacy. Adamu Gabriel, Drug Production. Damjo Francisca, Drug Production. Ige Oluwafolahimi Oladoyin. Public Health, we have Adamu Amoli Amina. Adedeji Kofu Ayobami. Adelanwa Olalekon Oluwafemi. Aje Mensa Jocelyn. Akau Helen Oluwatosin. Akintunde Temi Oluwa Desola.
Olage Mensa Jocelyn, Akao Helen Oluwa Tomisin, Akintunde Temi Lolua Desola, Ame Lillian Ada, Asegbe God Gift to Akende, Bakari Ade Busola Zainab, Braimo Samuel Friday, Eloka Ifeinwa Ngozi, Iragbe Benedicta Emeluhim, Esuga Gloria Gambo, John M.M. Nsikak, Maham Yohana Maju, Muhammad Salamatu Ibrahim, Neo Fiyidi, Obeta Theodora Chiebonam, Ogundipe Omotola Debra, Okenwa Morin Obehi, Okoye Yobo Loretta, Olebune Chiwendum Hope, Onwuleri Unoma Messi, Osei Ofe Ya Ado, Ozolwa Inkiru Charity, Timothy Hope Olilenya, Tokode Patricia Ocheche, Ude Okechukwu Benia, and social admin we have Ibi, Stella and Kiru. We have Opaleze Grace Ezenna and Oreyemi Oshoba Bolale Oluremi. Congratulations to you all. Please, you can step forward for your group photograph. The 2020 graduates. 2020 graduates with the President, JV Chair.
It's all story today. Congratulations to all of you. I just want to use this opportunity to, they say that the reward of good work is more work. If you have not heard it before, hear it now. And I say it often. So I want to welcome you to the Nigeria chapter. We have an exco led by Dr. Chijioke Onya, and all the panel of judges here are all members of the ESCO. Mrs. Obono is the zonal chairman for Lagos State. That's why she's here with us. Mr. Shoyemi is the secretary of the Lagos zone. Then we have Farm Vivian Chukaibene. She's the treasurer of the chapter, so that's national. And then Dr. Olubake, she's the secretary of the chapter. I'm the editor-in-chief of the chapter. We were unable or unwilling to go to Ghana. That's why we are here. In fact, Dr. Adeshino, who was not able to, she had said that maybe she will be able to get away and come. She's the assistant chapter secretary. She tried to see if she could, she tried to see if she could join last week, if she could still get a flight. But we went to Airpeace from Saturday to Wednesday to Ghana, fully booked. So she couldn't choke herself inside going to Ghana, So you're all welcome. I just want to give you some background to the chapter, which I have done. Basically, the zone meets every quarter, and you will be added to the various national WhatsApp platforms, as well as the Lagos Zone platform of the college, so that we can begin to interact, we can begin to use your competences in the various programs that we hold. Because at the zonal level, the chapter has zones. Some of those zones are states in their own right. It's just one state, like Lagos is just Lagos zone because we have so many fellows in Lagos. But there are some zones that are a combination of 2 to 3 states. If there are not enough fellows in the state to make up a zone, for a state to make up a zone, we need at least 25 pharmacists in that state for that state to qualify as a zone. So for some states that don't have up to 25 fellows, they combine with states around them to form, for instance, we have Kwara Kogi zone, forming one zone because each of the states does not have enough to make a zone. You know, so the purpose of the zone is to further integrate us as fellows. So we are able to integrate, we're able to do more work, we're able to, as it were, brush up on ourselves. When you see somebody that is not doing as they should as a fellow, we can encourage ourselves, we can learn from ourselves and improve. And one of the things that we do at the zonal level is that we get fellows within to do the presentation. So we're not looking for one big guest speaker for our zonal meetings that will keep us waiting because we're waiting for one governor to come and do zonal program with us. So within ourselves, we choose speakers based on the competencies that you have to come and share some of your experiences that can encourage somebody else to do better in their practice. You know, so that's that basically about the chapter. So we want to welcome you. I'm very excited about this plan that you guys executed with such finesse. You know, it's when Amen sent me the banner yesterday. I said, oh, now, wow, this you people's planning have gone haywire. Somebody said Lagos for sure. I had to add there for and action. It's not just show again. We're now doing action, serious action. So I want to congratulate you and thank you for this opportunity to interact with you. Thank you. Because if you didn't think about it, we may not likely have also thought about that. It would be a good time to also interact with ourselves, you know. So, well, welcome. Thank you very much for having us. So sorry, on the AGM platform, I have dropped a link that you need to fill to populate the WAPCP Nigeria chapter database. I have also dropped the current edition of the newsletter. You know, I'm the editor-in-chief, so I have to prove that I'm doing my work. You must know that I'm working. You know, so I've dropped the current edition of the newsletter of the chapter, also for your reading pleasure. And, you know, this is how I go. Sorry, what's your name, madam? MM. I say, MM, we're thinking of writing a cover story on HIV in children. I think you'll be a good person to write it. That's how I start. So you can be sure that I'll be reaching out to your people from time to time. Thank you very much.
After which, Professor Ibrahim.
Thank you and congratulations once more. Welcome to Nigerian chapter of WAPCP and welcome to Lagos Zone, those in Lagos. Actually, Koro, like President said, has kept us aside for a while. Ordinarily, we organize lectures, presentations amongst ourselves. It was supposed to be every quarter, but because of COVID, we went underground. We're hoping that COVID will go away from us or we will go away from it and start doing something. So you're welcome. Everybody's potential is going to be exhibited. We encourage you to exhibit your potentials in whatever area you're practicing. Like Dr. Jordan said, she will come after you, one after the other, and you will be asked to do something. Then you will see that, look, I didn't know I could do this much. But this is, of course, the beginning. WAPCP Fellowship introduces you to not the sky now, to a floor from where you're able to catapult yourself to whatever level you want to. So congratulations once more and welcome, welcome.
If I may just add, to what all my organs have said, you have come in at a good time because you know that this time last year we didn't have the consultancy. Now we have the consultancy and we can only improve on where the consultancy would get known. Apart from that, I just want to talk about research. We're all in various places of work, and some of us are in the university. Even if you are not collaborating with us in the university, you can do research wherever it is you are, so that you can showcase that WAPCP as fellows can do something. Research is not time-bound, so just choosing whatever area of study that you are, become a specialist in that area, and the only way you can keep on doing that is through research. So I encourage you to don't let your research for your fellowship just gather dust. Improve upon it. Look for other avenues that you can, if you have decided that that's not the area you want to go into, choose another area of interest to you and just keep working it and become known in that area. Thank you.
Just to add a little to what was that? Okay. I'm a pharmacist, Chukebene Vivian, the treasurer of Nigerian chapter. Once again, I will welcome you to the chapter. At least now your cap, the screw have been turned to the left, so fully inducted as part of us. You're all welcome. It's really, you look at us as, is it old or long-term fellows? But we still have to, I won't say that our brain are really, but the young ones, you can see the person that presented on the e-pharmacy is a young pharmacist. So we all wish to also tap from the resources of the AI generation, the aspiring intelligence generation. We are trying to meet up. So that I don't want to talk only about money. I don't want to talk about money, but I'll still get there. Just like Dr. Boket talked about research, is one of the key things that the chapter really wants people to go into. At least let's have evidence. When we are saying something, we'll have our data, we'll have our evidence. In any area you want to do your research, there are fellows in every field that you can meet. Like most time, I remember some of them have come to Loot. They want to do research in Loot. They just come and meet you. Like Loot Ethical Committee will tell there must be somebody working there that will serve as co-supervisor. If you can get ethical approval, there are fellows there that can do such things for you. So feel free to approach them for all you need to do. We are all there for you. And also, at graduation and investor, the money you paid cover your 5 years due. You've paid for 5 years for the chapter due. You've paid for 5 years. That means for 2020 sets, not for Lagos. No, there's no due again for Lagos. There's no zonal due. There's no zonal due. There's no zonal due. So the money you paid are covered for 5 years. For 2019 graduates, that you have 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. So it's 25 year will start paying again. For 2020 graduates, it's 2026 that you start paying again. So let's endeavor to keep the chapter moving because we need that to move, to drive and move and do what we need to do in the chapter. We thank God that the consultancy have been, let's say, approved and recognized, and some institutions have started implementing. So all that you did is not, some people say, I'm not doing it again. What am I getting from it? Now we are getting things from it. So we also encourage people in where you work, and once you know, come on board. There's something to get after all the labor. There's profit. Thank you, and once again, you're welcome to the college. For now, no, we don't pay in dollars. We're a Nigerian chapter. So it's 10,000 per annum. 10,000, no, it's not much. For now, it may increase. But for now, it's 10,000. So, zonal will remove, well, yes. So it might improve. We pray so. The same thing we are.
So maybe we would have done it. So that we will now make it 2,000.
2,000, yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Ma. We feel so highly honored to have all our senior fellows in our midst today. There was a space of within 48 hours of trying to put it together. I would like, thank you very much, Ma. Well, I would like Hajia to please give us the vote of thanks, because we have to thank our seniors, Mrs. Obono, Dr. Joda, Professor Joda, everybody that came, our treasurer and everybody that have been here today. They left all their very busy schedule, very, very, very busy schedule, to mark this day with us. It's our prayer that the Lord, the good Lord, will reward all of you for taking that time to rejoice with us, in the mighty name of Jesus. At the same time, when it's your time for people to rejoice with you, we will also be there in the mighty name of Jesus. And we look forward to your direction. Haja, please. A vote of thanks.
Thank you. Well, what you've done the job partially for me. So just to add to what you said, we want to appreciate our fellows for coming today. We're really honored to have you in our midst. In fact, it feels like we actually traveled to Ghana, and yes, yes. So we appreciate you for the support, the love, and the warm reception we've received from you all. We're very grateful. Then also to the LOC, I was really, I would say I was really wowed when I entered there, seeing the gadgets and everything in place. In short, a little time, we'll be able to execute something like this. We also appreciate it, and we can only, we pray God will continue to answer all our prayers. Amen. Then to the fellows too, we thank everybody for coming today. Yes, we thank everybody for coming today, because if we've had all these plans and nobody to come here, it would be a wasted effort. Yes, to be a wasted effort. So we thank you all for coming, and we pray God we pray God gives us journey mercies back home. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Someone who is led by the Spirit to please lead us with the closing prayers of our session, so that our senior fellows can go back to where they want to be. Whoever is led by the Spirit should please lead us with closing prayers. Thank you, man.
Let us pray. Our mighty and everlasting King, we want to thank you for the grace. Thank you, Lord. It is actually by your grace. Thank you, Father, because you have helped us to be able to go through the training, and today you have crowned it all. Lord, we say thank you. We thank you for our seniors that you have brought to rejoice with us and to tell us more about what to expect. Father, Lord, we return all the glory to you. We ask that even as we go, Father, you will take us home safely. Our Lord and our God, we return all the glory to you in the mighty name of Jesus. In Jesus' name we have prayed.
Ibe Stella. IBEH Stella. Okay. How about her? She? The one that Hajia. I don't really know her name. What's your name? Hello? Your name? What's your Bakari? Bakari.